I am getting pretty sick and tired of what can only be described as engineered scarcity when it comes to marketing things in general. Fast food places do this shit all the time, where they bring a menu item in that's simple using pre-existing ingredients, and then they sell it for like a week or two, maybe a month, and then they take it away. And then when people start to complain, they kind of get ignored. And then in a couple months, they say, hey, you know what? Based on your feedback, we brought back blank menu item. A great example of that was Taco Bell's loaded taco burrito. I love their loaded taco burrito because it's like an extra large soft taco. It's like all of their taco stuff in the form of a burrito. And then they just stopped making it. But it's funny because it just used a flour tortilla and their taco stuff. But when I asked, can you make me a taco burrito? They said they don't make those anymore. And I said, well, you know, a taco, but with like a big tortilla. And they're like, so do you want to make a specialty order? And I was like, never mind, just give me something else. It's a frustrating marketing tactic, in my opinion. In fact, I think it's one of my least favorites. They bring something in just to take it away, leaving you wanting it more, and then bring it back in later and you're supposed to be excited. You see this with Black Ops 4 and the Blackout game mode, taking away the Alcatraz Battle Royale map, and then putting it back in, and then taking it out, then putting it back in. Battlefield 5 literally took out Frontlines and Domination just to add them back as a temporary game mode, and I think they're gone again. Or they will be soon. This is the absolute definition of obnoxious, in my opinion. Rainbow Six Siege did the same thing. They brought in the Outbreak game mode. Lots of people liked, you know, killing the zombie equivalent things, and then they take them away. Call of Duty has so many of them, it feels like. Events with certain weapons and cosmetics that you can only earn for a limited time, and then they take it all away, and then later, like, let it like seep back in and let it come back slowly. So imagine you went to Walmart to buy a bike, and so you go down to the toy area, you see the bikes, and you're like, okay, you know what? This one looks pretty good. I'm gonna come back when I get enough money and I'm gonna buy this bike. Then you leave, you come back, and the rack is empty. The bikes are gone now, and they will bring them back in a couple of months. And it's Walmart's way of telling you, hey, you should have bought it while you were here earlier. That'll teach you to not be ready to buy our stuff. And in video games, it's a way to steal playtime. I've already complained about timed events, but it's getting to the point where I'm noticing these companies just add something to their menu, to their game, to whatever it could be. And then while people are enjoying it, take it away, leaving them wanting more. It's a manipulation game. And at first, they used to work on me, but now I'm just annoyed when I see them. You're providing me content, you're providing me new things to work towards and grind towards. That's fun. But you're just going to take them away so that I have a longing for them, and then bring them back later so that I feel a sense of relief or excitement. It's engineered scarcity. They could leave all of that stuff in the game. Okay, all of Black Ops 4's cosmetics, seasonal cosmetics and weapons could all be in the game earnable. They could have done that already. But if it's always there, then you can always go get it, and that might mean you're not playing their game. That might mean you go play Battlefield or Titanfall. That might mean you go play The Sims or, I don't know, do something really meaningful with your life. No. You need to be playing during those seasons if you want that content. One of my favorite things about Infinite Warfare, something else I can't stop mentioning on this channel, is the fact that they just gave you weapons if you had the season pass, and if you didn't have the season pass, you got a contract to complete to get the weapon, like a certain challenge or whatever. And I love this because you didn't have to wait for a season, you didn't have to save up. It was just there. You either got a challenge or you got it directly in your inventory. And then your playtime would allow you to accumulate salvage and supply drops and keys and your daily login bonuses so you can buy the variants, and it was a pretty decent system. Not perfect, but my favorite. You didn't have to wait for a time to come along, and things weren't added in and taken away and added in and taken away and added in and taken away. Oh, if you wanted that weapon, you should have played 3 seasons ago, because we have an annual life cycle game, but you know what they say, fuck it. I lost my train of thought. Basically, you take an annual game and then just have a new season every month and a half, every 2 months, that just like goes from one season to the next. Then every 2 months, a player is being told, you need to grind this much before it's gone forever, or you don't know when it's gonna come back, or it might come back and cost real money. Hell, Black Ops 4 took pre-order bonuses and sold them for COD points. If that's not embarrassing, I don't know what is. Short story long, we need to be better about this, and we need to voice our complaints, because even if they don't bother you, you have to see it as a form of manipulation, as a way to take playtime from other games. Just add content that lasts. I'm so sick of this. I play more than one game, and it sucks that at any given time it feels like there's multiple temporary seasons that I need to go and take part in before it's too late. A little bit of that here and there is fine. And I don't care who you want to blame. I think it's all of them. I think it's the corporate higher-ups, the shareholders, I think it's the publishers, I think it's the developers. I think they all want to make money, and they all are looking for ways to engineer methods of getting you to play longer. There is some stark competition in the gaming world right now, and it's only going to get rougher for big AAA games like COD or Battlefield. But I tell you what, I would enjoy playing these games a lot more if when they added something, they just added it to add it. It was there for me through thick and thin, no matter if I was playing a minute every day or 10 hours every day. It's there, it's waiting, it's content that they are eager for me to enjoy. They don't take it out and then add it back as a temporary thing. They don't advertise it as something you need to rush to get before it becomes an RNG item. I mean, wouldn't that be wonderful if every piece of content, every game mode was just added as an option to make the game bigger and ultimately just last longer due to the increased variety, instead of carefully engineering a manipulation system that tells you that you're not playing enough throughout the year. Now, you don't want a game that has 50 game modes, because then players will be spread too thin, and you don't want to add so many weapons that the game becomes unbalanced, and you don't need to add so many maps because, it's just hard to balance them, and not all of them will be made with the same level of quality. But I'm not really talking about quantity, I'm talking about lasting content. But I think content that lasts has inherently more value and more quality to it. I play too many games to be manipulated by any of them into spending my time grinding it, because if I don't, I'm basically being threatened with a lack of content, a lack of that variety. So I just opt out of the systems altogether. I'm not gonna lose sleep over the fact that Call of Duty wants me to earn a gun within a certain number of days and not afterwards. I'm not gonna hop on and play Rainbow Six Siege day in and day out because, oh, they're gonna take away this game mode or this map they worked really hard on. They're gonna just take it out of the game. I better get in there and play it as much as I can. No, lasting content that adds intrinsic value to my game, yes. Fickle content that's just there to steal playtime from other games is getting ridiculous. Find a better way to get people to play your games. Maybe one of the things developers, publishers, the shareholders, again, I don't care who you want to blame, I don't care what insider information you have, the industry. Maybe a good idea to get people to play your game is to release it with an ample amount of content in a finished state that doesn't make people feel cheated out of their money. Maybe that's the first step in getting more consistent player bases. But what do I know? I'm just a paying customer. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. I'm sorry that I've mentioned this topic about 4 times in the last year on this channel, but it's becoming increasingly frustrating to me. It boils my blood because I'm worried that all future games, in the AAA scene or not, are going to attempt this in order to get more consistent player numbers. Because if people are scared of missing out on something, they're bound to hop on, right? But then you can add something, and then when people really like it, take it away and add it back later and see how excited they all get. It's like, you didn't need to take it away in the first place. That was your choice. And it's an obvious manipulation, and I will see you when I see you. Goodbye.